Good morning, beautiful people. This is Jose Trujillo. I just dropped off my kid in school. This is hammer time, baby. Yeah. This is hammer time, baby. Man, I bring some energy early in the morning. Bringing some energy. Hammer time. Hammer time. Yeah, hammer time. Those of you who are like, dude, what's hammer time? Hammer time is my time. That's what hammer time is. Hammer time is when I get to talk to you guys about the mental, the local, how to keep this together, how to tighten it. That way you have you can prime your day. Some people call it priming. You prime your day. You wake up and you do affirmations. You write your goals down. You speak positively about where you're going, what you want, and you're essentially showering yourself with all kinds of good shit. That's essentially what it is. Hammer time is where I get to talk to you guys about, hey, look, as soon as you wake up, you want to write your goals down. Where are you going? You're an artist. You're a painter, sculptor, or all of the above, whatever, photographer. We tend to, hey, what's up? What's up, Joseph? Who else do I got here? Kimberly. Good to see you, Kimberly. Ramuna. So if you're an artist and I'm gonna need a coffee very soon. If you need a coffee too, you want to write your goals down, guys. You want to write down where you're going. You want to write down your intention, right? And you want to keep that in front of you constantly, consistently, persistently, constantly. You want to keep that in front of you because the reason why I do this morning show, this little blog in the morning, is because I know how much feelings are affect your day, everyone's day, my day, everyone's day. I know how much feelings affect. If you don't feel like it, you ruin that day, right? If you don't feel like showing up, if you feel like, oh man, I feel sluggish, I don't know, then you just pretty much ruin that day. And we only got so many days, guys. I mean, it's really the only currency we got is time. And even then, it's a man-made idea, but the limitation of the form, right, of us, is true. I mean, no one can deny that. There's a limitation of the human form. And so we only have so much time, and we really have to focus on what our goals are and where we're going. I did a horrible job focusing for the first part of my life, where I was going, what I needed to do, and some people called me, dude, you're crazy. After I gained some level of focus, right? You're crazy. You're too driven. You're too obsessed, and that's not the way you want to do things. Guys, I've been finding out more and more that the only way to get anything done is to push with everything you got. You got to bring everything you got into it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And continue to push. And so I'm very aware that our mental state really is the thing that messes with us. I'm very aware of that. So early on in my career, I started learning about priming. How to prepare your day. What do you do? And I'm not talking about little tricks, little bullshit tricks like, oh, well, I'm going to sit here and No, I'm talking about like, how do you keep your eye on the goal? How do you keep your eye on the goal? You know how to do that? The only way to do that is to constantly look at it. That's really the only way. Like, there's no magic formula. There's no like, oh, if I write this down, I'm set. No, you write it down, and then you have a poster maybe in your art studio, and you read it. From Mexico, I love that. This hombre is from Jalisco. Yeah. And and you put you put some, I don't know, you put a poster. I do that in my studio. You put a poster and you read it again, right? You read your where you're going. I'm a wealthy artist, or I'm a, I don't know, world famous artist, or I create real impact in the world through my artwork, or whatever it is. I don't know. Everybody has different things. By the way, if you think that success looks different for everybody, yes and no. Okay. Again, I'm gonna go on this little rant, but hope it's not a long one. Not long ago, I posted a question on Facebook groups for artists about what success is. What does it take to create success as an artist? And everybody seemed to be very confused about it. Everybody had like, well, success is subjective. What does even success mean? And blah, blah, blah. I gotta tell you something, guys, okay? No bullshit. Success is very much the same thing across the board. It's very much the same thing across the board. And it usually, like 99% of the time, comes with money. It comes with some sort of money, not some sort of, like shitloads of money. And it comes with recognition. It comes with opportunities. It probably comes with a TV show or something like that. I don't know. It's very, success is very it's abundant. Okay, so when I ask about success, like, please, like, don't go into like, well, you know, if I'm Zen, I'm successful. Yes, as a spiritual being, you are. If I'm happy, I'm successful. Yes, in your level of happiness. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your career as an artist. Not if you sit there and you're happy. You can do that without being an artist. You can do that with, I don't know, knitting, or not being an artist, knitting. I don't know, at your work, at your job, or reading the Bible, or reading a spiritual book, and you'll find that you don't need to be an artist. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about success in the fullness, experiential, physically, economically, like success as a whole. Like, there's no need to compartmentalize it. There's no need to fragment the idea of success. Success is abundant. And that's not my idea of success. Just think of anyone successful, right? Think of anyone. I don't know, Oprah. Think of anyone. It comes with money, guys. It comes with abundance. It comes with opportunity, lots of friends, lots of happiness, lots of levels of abundance everywhere. Success is that. So, anyways, now that I went on my rant for that, next time you think about success, please think about success as something abundant. Don't sell yourself short. Many artists do that to themselves. The very first thing we start doing is we start selling ourselves short. We're like, well, success for me is if I learn how to paint. Dude, that's not success, dude. That's just you learning how to paint. Success is abundant. Has shitloads of abundance everywhere. There's TV interviews, radio interviews, a book deal. There's all this stuff. Success is abundant. It's very rich. Don't confuse it. So anyways, let's move away from that. But look, guys, keep your eye on the ball. What is it that keeps you motivated? One of the things that I've learned lately from a mentor is if your goal is small, your actions will be accordingly, right? Your actions will be accordingly. Your actions will be small. Example, if you know that you only need, here's an example, okay? If you know that you only need to walk, I don't know, a mile, right? Or a mile at most, right? To get somewhere, you're probably not going to pack water. You're probably not going to pack food. You're probably not going to train. You're probably not going to do anything. You're just going to get up and start walking, right? But if you know that you have to climb Mount Everest or some shit like that, then you're going to practice, right? You're going to practice. I mean, if you're somewhat like most human beings, right? You're like, oh shit, I better train. So you're gonna train. You're gonna put a lot of effort because the goal is substantial. Not only because it's substantial or it could be dangerous or whatever, but it's a massive goal. Usually, massive goals come with a little bit of danger, come with a little bit of oomph, right? They come with they're risky. Opening a big studio is a little bit risky, right? It's a little bit risky. It's not like painting in your garage anymore. Now it's riskier, right? Now you sign a lease agreement. You have all these other things that you're paying. Now you really have to go sell, right? Now you can't just be like, well, I'll just wait for sales to happen. Now the fire's on your butt, right? So now you really have to go sell. So it comes with risk, right? A bigger goal comes with more risk. So, with that being said, the bigger the goal, the more energy you're going to put into it. I know that's obvious, right? But when we set up our goals, we tend to set up little goals. And the problem with that is that very little energy goes into them. So even the little ones many times don't even get accomplished. I've noticed this. I've noticed this over and over in my career. I don't need to say this about other people's careers. I've noticed this in my personal career. When my goals are small, when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a little workshop, there's very little effort put in there. When I change my goal into, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do hundreds of workshops. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be a lighthouse for learning and teaching people how to my ways, right? My ways, my kung fu ways, the stuff that I've learned, how to get my hustle on, right? And all the stuff that I've learned about artwork, how that has helped me in not just creating art, not just creating a peace in my mind when I'm creating art, but also how to monetize, how to get paid for it, how to get paid for it and all this. So when I change my goal to, oh yeah, I should do a video about teaching how to paint or whatever, or how to paint little water lilies or something. When I change my idea from that to, oh my God, I'm going to become a lighthouse for art education all around, right? How to open a studio, how to monetize, how to make a living, a profitable living, being an artist, and on and on and on. All of a sudden, my action, my idea of what I needed to do grew, right? So it makes it more real. The bigger the goal, is something I've seen. The bigger the goal, it makes it more real. I know some people say, oh no, the bigger the goal, the less real, because it's more far away and it just becomes more difficult. I don't believe that for a second. I believe that the bigger the goal, it makes it more real. It makes it more real, more tangible. Now you really got something to work with. Now you can really roll up your sleeves, right? You can really look at something. There's a payoff to it. There's a payoff to it. If you say, oh yeah, well, I should paint something. Yeah, that'd be nice. That's one thing. As opposed to saying, oh my God, I'm gonna do an art show, and I'm gonna do an art show this coming month. Right? This coming month I have an art show, and this is the date that I gave myself to have an art show. There's a different type of activity that it's going to require. So, because there's a different activity, your motors are going to start, right? They're going to start. You're going to ignite yourself. I've talked about this in other videos. Look, if you want to get anything done in your career, in your art career, you got to ignite yourself. This is something that is very, very missed. We tend to do the same things over and over, but if you don't ignite yourself, if you don't consume yourself with fire, you're not going to get those things done. I've proven this over and over in my own career, where I just showed up and kept doing the same thing. Oh, I'm going to do some paintings. Oh, I'm going to, So what happens when you show up and you keep doing the same thing? You keep getting the same fucking results. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. By the way, check this out. I got 99 problems, but a card is not one. Check it out. Got my business cards. I'm doing a workshop for how to do business cards to get results, because I can. Anyways. So the bigger the fire, the more logs it needs, right? The more wood it's going to need. The more wood, the more energy. You can't have a big fire with little energy. That's not how it works. You need lots of wood. You need lots of energy in there. There's not going to be a big flame if you're trying to consume a piece of paper, right? You need very little flame, but if you're trying to consume something big, something massive, you need a shitload of flame. It's just the way it is. So if your career, if your goals are very little, you're going to go after it in a very small, you're going to pace yourself. It's going to be little baby steps. This is the problem. This is why most people let go of their goals and dreams. It takes too long. It's not that you can't do it. You sure as hell can. If you have 1,000 years to do it, you're going to do it. The problem is that it takes too long. It takes too long. There's too many suppressors, bumps in the way. And I'm not talking about the physical ones. I'm talking about the mental ones. This is what this is about. This morning is about the mental. It's the mental suppressors. It's like, oh, I should stop and talk to this gallery. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not dressed right now to do that. Oh, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and something else is going to come up, right? And then you're not going to do it. That's what I'm talking about. It's all these suppressors. Right? I should do this painting. I should do this video. I should... on and on and on, shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's all these suppressors. Oh man, I don't have enough time, but but if I sleep late, then I have to wake up early, and oh man, no, I don't think I can. So there's this. You talk yourself out of the situation before you even get close to it. Before you even, most human beings, most artists, man, we talk ourselves out of our personal success. It's such a sad thing, It really is one of those things that just fucking makes me cry sometimes. A little tear runs through my face. little tear runs through my face. To know that artists have such potential. You have such potential. You have such talent, skill set. And what I mean by talent is that I do believe some people have natural talent. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't know shit about drawing or painting or anything like that, but I had this natural talent to suspend the end goal, to suspend what was happening when I was creating something in order to get the end goal. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I would ignore the fact that I was doing a shitty job. And I think that's how I became more of a loose painter, right? I would ignore the fact that I was doing a shitty job because I trusted that the shitty job that I was doing, like the painting or the drawing or whatever I was doing, was going to end. Once I finished it, the effort was going to have higher merit than my skill set. I always knew this. My effort and my trust was going to have higher merit than my skill set. And this is one of the reasons why I believe people have talent. I know that is one of my talents. One of my talents is that I trust. When I'm creating artwork, I have tremendous trust in what I'm doing. Even if I don't know what the hell I'm doing or what I'm going to paint, I've always known this since I was a kid. I trust in what I'm doing, and that's talent. I think that is talent. Have trust in yourself is a form of talent. It's something that I believe I was born with. I don't think that I necessarily I practice this or anything. Maybe later on in my life I practice it more, but I've always known that I had it since I was a kid. So I know that I believe that people are born with innate talents, and then you foster them and you make them stronger and you make them more flexible and on and on. But I think everybody's born with a spark. We all come with a spark to ignite our fire, and I think that's definitely one of mine. I don't think we all come with just one spark. We come with thousands of sparks. We can light a fire. And so with that being said, guys, figure out what your spark is, or your sparks. You probably have thousands of them, millions of them. I don't know. We all have. I think we have different little things that we do that no one else does, and it's not one. Because some people like to say we all have that one thing. So we're like idiots running around trying to find that one thing. I don't think there's that one thing. I think that we have many things. You're probably a great communicator. And maybe you don't even know it, right? You haven't even really thought about it. Maybe you have that a set of little things that may seem little, right, in the eyes of other people, but they're matches, right? It sounds super pyro. They're matches, spark, ignite a fire. It sounds super pyro. But they're things that can ignite you. You know, there are little things that can ignite you and turn you, just turn your juices way up high that other people don't have, that many other people might not have and might not even be aware of at all. And you got to use that. You got to use that. Maybe you draw in a certain way that you're trying to walk away from that. I know this happened to me too. Here's a little example. I used to do certain things in my drawings that I was always like, why do I do this, man? I have bad training. I should walk away from this. I need to get trained so that I stop doing this. And later on in my life, I found out that that was one of the things that actually made me a better artist. It was innate to me. It was already in me. I didn't have to change it. All I had to do was just strengthen it. Practice it more, strengthen it, but not walk away from it. So, little things like that, little things like that. Making fun of myself. I tend to do a shitload of that. I tend to do a lot of that. Not taking myself too serious. That helped me make this blogs. I have over 1,000 FM blogs. And I don't think there's one of them where I'm like serious. There's something in me that doesn't allow me to be so serious, and some people resonate with that. Some people have resonated with that, and they take it to heart, like in a good way, right? They're like, dude, I like your style, Harry Styles. I like it. You don't take your shit serious, so it makes you less of a. For those of you who think I'm like an a-hole, it makes you less of an a-hole, dude. That your shit's not that serious, It shouldn't be. It's communication. Why is it so serious, So, anyways, use those little things. I'm extremely talented in sketching and drawing. Used to sketch since a kid. This really helped me later in my painting. Yeah, man, totally. Yeah, I mean, whatever helps you, right? Whatever helps you. My mother was an excellent communicator. I don't think I'm a great communicator, but she had a way where she knew how to capture people's attention. Her father was a great communicator. He was a town mayor in Mexico. He was like town mayor, and he knew how to gather crowds. So I don't know if that kind of, I don't know, maybe, by osmosis or some shit like that, maybe I capture some of that. I have a brother who's one of those like intense preachers, right? Sorry if you're listening, brother. He's one of those intense preachers, and he's a hell of a communicator. Like, that guy's a communicator. But, maybe I learned a little thing here and I learned a little thing there. I know my grandfather used to be a hell of a communicator. He organized a town to get rid of communism, or not even let communism go into rural Mexico when it was I think Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera were advocates of it in the 40s, and they were spreading the message of communism, some form of communism and some type of socialist bullshit. And my grandfather was like, he was a businessman, right? He was a rancher, and he did all right. I mean, he wasn't like super rich, but I from what I understand, he was well off, and so he organized a town to get those communist bullshit ideas out of the town, right? So I know that he was an excellent communicator. Not just because of that, but from the stories that I know, he was always getting the town to listen, and it wasn't like 2 or 3 people, right? Like how movies, when they talk about Mexico, they show like the little town and there's like 10 Mexicans there. Like no, like these were major towns. Anyways, so maybe I got some of that by osmosis, I don't know, but maybe you got some of that and you don't know. Maybe you got. I think we all have some of that good stuff, that good juice. Can I get an amen? I think we all got some of that good juice. Yeah, evangelist. Yeah, some shit like that. Evangelist. People get that kind of those little traits, those little gifts. We get those little gifts, those little things that make us slightly better than our peers in certain things, not better all around, but certain things. I know that I have things that I have an edge over other people, but other people, other artists have an edge on me, and they don't even know it. Some people tell me, "Oh, it's easy for you to say, man, but you seem so comfortable when you're in doing your YouTube videos." But most people don't know that. Like I sweated bullets when I started doing YouTube videos. But once or this Instagram videos. But once I got into it, I was like, oh man, this is not so bad. And I started using some of those communication skills, or some of those funny things in my personality, little things that work in my personality, work in my favor. And I think that we all got that, and you better start finding them out and start using them. You can even ask people, hey, I used to ask people, hey, what do you think is cool about me? And people would be like, oh, well, you don't take your shit serious, man. That's what I love about you. Like, I have over 20 nieces and nephews, and I remember asking them, hey, guys, what do you think is cool about me? Oh, uncle, you're like one of us, dude. Like, you don't act like you're like this older guy who's like, you're like so serious. Like, you make fun of everything. I'm like, oh, okay, check. I make fun of everything. So little stuff like that. I came to get a coffee. I'm gonna get a coffee right now. Kimberly says, ran into one of the most negative artists I've ever met at a show recently. And here, I'm going to keep reading this. Just a second.
I'm going to start this. I got a better video.
Yeah, can I please have a venti iced coffee with steam half and half and classic?
Venti iced coffee?
Yeah.
You said with steam half and half?
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Venti.
I got you.
Yeah.
I was a little confused.
No. You're right.
It all makes sense. And then you want insulin in there?
Yeah, classic, please.
Okay. Anything else for you today?
Yeah, it's going to be a venti pie place with steam half and half.
Oh, okay.
That's why I got confused. And classic.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and can I get 2 of those butter croissants warmed up?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Also on that pike, is any sugar in there? If it's any sugar in your pike?
Oh yeah, please, classic.
Yeah, of course. Anything else for you today?
That will be all.
All right. 1254. I'll see you at the window.
Thank you. You have one too, Stellan? Yeah. So Kimberly was saying, I ran into one of the most negative artists I've ever met at an art show recently, and they just complain how they aren't selling the whole time. Your mindset is everything. It is. Believe in your work, and others will too. Totally. Yeah. I mean, being negative is the easiest thing in the world. It's the easiest thing. It costs a nut and a half. And everybody's got nuts. I know that. It costs a nut and a half to be positive. It's not easy. I got 1,000 things to complain about this morning, and I choose not to.
Do you need a receipt?
No, thank you. If I do, if I come up with reasons to complain, it'll set me back. I did this game, I should, guys, I used to. Thank you so much. Okay. I was already making a full-time living as an artist, and I was drinking just about every weekend and smoking lots of cigarettes. And I'm not saying there's a correlation, but if you do it, you might want to consider now. Because those are emotional biases. What I used to do was find a reason to complain about something so that I could go out and smoke. And I just knew that it was just holding me back. Like, it was holding my potential. It was holding my potential. Thank you so much. You too. It was holding my potential. It was not letting me move forward. And I'm not saying that it was one thing or another. It was all of it combined. There was so much negativity. I was the most negative fucking guy you could run into. And but most people didn't know it because I knew how to hide it well. Right? I knew how to hide it well. I would walk around and put a smile on, but really deep down inside I was like, oh man, this is not gonna happen. This shit's not gonna work, or this is gonna take forever, or like just negative mind chatter all the time, repetitive mind chatter. And now, one of the things that I found out is very soon I found this out. Okay, you don't need to be positive to create success or sell artwork. I don't think you need to be positive. Now, some people are very negative, and for those people, you probably do need to be positive. Some people are very, very negative. But this is what I found out. It doesn't hurt to create some sort of success, sell your artwork or exhibit your artwork, and be positive. Because I've noticed that you won't reach higher levels of success, personal success, right? Not just what I meant earlier about success as a whole, but also personal, right? Personal success. You're not going to reach higher levels with a negative mindset, a negative attitude. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to be ramming your head against the wall constantly. This is where people get it wrong. This is where people don't stop abusing drugs. This is where people don't stop abusing themselves, right? We tend to do that. We'll talk badly about ourselves constantly, to ourselves and to other people about ourselves. And this is the stuff that sets you back. I mean, you could be doing great as an artist, because I know I was doing all right about 7 years ago when I started, but I was still very negative. All this negativity, it shackled me. It didn't allow me to get more opportunities. It didn't allow me to grow more as an artist and to really expand myself. And I think that which is not growing and expanding, it's contracting and it's dying. It's contracting and it's dying. And if it's contracting and dying, guys, you want to take a look at it. You want to take a good look at it, because you don't want to be working on something and it's only contracting. This happens a lot. This happens to a lot of small businesses. By the way, if you're an artist, if you're an entrepreneur or artpreneur, if you call yourself, you're a small business. You just haven't come into terms with it yet. If you haven't, this is what happens to most small business. They're bleeding out, right? They're bleeding ink, paper, dollar signs, but they're still working very hard. How is that possible? How is that possible? I didn't understand that, and the main cause of that is a lack of commitment, and the lack of commitment cannot really happen, guys, if you don't maintain a positive outlook. Like, you need to maintain a positive outlook. It needs to be something like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I can get it done. Oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna go get it done. Right? It needs to be, you don't have to say, oh fuck yeah, but I like to put a little oomph into it. There needs to be this sense of, I can get it done, I can do it. It's not gonna be difficult. I'll figure out a way. See, when you start talking like that, there's a little push that I don't call it the universe. There's a little push that happens. Right? There's a little push. It happens for you, but you got to keep doing it, right? You got to keep doing it. This is where people get it wrong. They do it once, and they're like, "Man, I committed myself. I told myself that November. I told myself, that November. I don't know, Friday night after I got super drunk, I told myself I wasn't going to do it again, and I was going to work hard at my goals or whatever, or learn how to paint. This time I was really going to learn how to paint, and I promised myself, and still hasn't happened. And I mean, this is what we do with ourselves, right? We do this. I know I've done this over and over with getting healthier and fit, and I'm starting to see this correlation over and over in different places in my life, where if I'm not constantly repeating it to myself, right? If I'm not constantly reminding myself, it ain't gonna happen. It's very people that do things cold turkey and they just do it once. They say it once, they do it once, and it happens. It's very rare, and it doesn't work all across. Like you might have quit smoking cold turkey, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get fit cold turkey. Or you're gonna all of a sudden start selling artwork because you made a decision one day and it just happened. For most people, you have to make thousands of decisions, right? You have to make that decision thousands of times before it sinks into your subconscious, and it all of a sudden something happens, right? Something starts happening, and you start getting it. Now, by me saying this, I hope nobody gets confused. I am not trying to say that you have to change your life and get it right and get how do you say this? Fix your life, It doesn't mean that you have to fix your life in order to start achieving success. This is a mindset that I don't agree with. I don't support, because it's unfair. It's unfair. If you're married, you have children, and you're trying to monetize your artwork, and you have a daytime job, and you're like, man, some extra income from my talent and my skill set wouldn't be bad. You shouldn't be waiting till you fix yourself. Your kids are older, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, now that I got all my attitude, I have an attitude of gratitude. I'm happy every day. Now I'm really going to start monetizing. No, it's unfair. It doesn't work that way. You should start monetizing and making it happen regardless of what your attitude is. I'm just saying, fix it while you're at it. And then so that you can achieve even higher levels of success. Fix it while you're at it. Like, work on it while you're at it. That's all I'm really saying. Because there's artists out there that are talking about this kind of stuff, and they're like, oh, no, you're not going to achieve success. Whatever success, right, you're trying to achieve. You're not going to achieve success unless you're clear about your message, and you know what your journey is, and you're constantly positive. And that's bullshit. That's not true. If that was true, there wouldn't be a bunch of nasty people with tremendous amount of success. Now, I'm not saying they're happy or good people. If you want to categorize success as that too, why not? But they're doing great, economically. They're doing great in their shitty lives, and or with shitty attitudes. Maybe their lives are not that bad, but they have shitty attitudes and they're doing great. So you don't have to wait. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to wait till everything is on point in order for you to start making things happen for you. Okay, you can get started. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna end this video. Man, I'm cool. Look at this hair. Bam, muy guapo. All right, guys, I gotta get to work. I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you guys, as in the words of Gary Vaynerchuk, I hope you guys crush it. Crush it. Let's just do it, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.